Hey guys, so it's me, Kiani. Today's video, I'm bringing you this look. Last year, I actually brought you my Polish to Party series that I kind of gave you guys some insight on some quick ways to take one look from day to night. This year, I decided to bring full-on opulence. I definitely wanted to celebrate the holiday season, all the amazing things that occurred to me and my family in 2014. I definitely wanted to bring all the lights of the season and enthrall the Christmas tree, but usually I don't tend to use a lot of silvers. I tend to go with more golds because it gives a little bit more bronzy effect to the skin, but I was like, oh girl, why not? You can chop all your hair off so you can try everything. And I'm always telling you guys to try something new, so here comes this look. So without further ado, if this is a look you're interested in, stay tuned and I'll show you how I create it. So as you can tell, I've already prepped my face with a full-on foundation. I've also done my eyebrows. For more of a detailed look, check the description box and I'll show you how I've actually done my brows. For my foundation, I actually use my Derma Blend Smooth Indulgence Foundation. I mix maybe a nickel size amount with my Revlon Photo Ready Skin Lights. I mix both of those together, mix it in with my Sigma foundation brush and blend it across my face, and that's where you see the full-on foundation look from. So, before I actually start with this, I'm actually going to apply a little bit of gloss to make sure that my lips are prepped and ready for the for the lipstick a little bit later. For this look, I'm actually going to start with my Vice 3 eyeshadows. I'm going to grab my Sigma tapered blending brush. This is the E35. It's one of the fat blending brushes, and I'm actually just going to start real light. I'm going to start with the first shade called Truth. I'm going to move down maybe just a minor hair and grab a shade called Undone. Drop that right below the Truth. It does seem like that I'm blending these shades overlapping one another, but that gives me a very seamless transition. Next, move down to Downfall. Drop that right underneath. This is going to kind of catch the outer V of the eye as well. If you've noticed, I have not changed brushes. Next, I'm going to move to the next shade called DTF. Next shade is going to be called Defy. Starting that on the outer and blending all the way across and really smoking out the inner as well. And if you've noticed, I've left the middle shade of the lid basically bare. Just continue to whisk this around in a circular motion. Next shade, I'm moving into a shade called Revolver. Now this I really just want to concentrate on the outer and a little bit on the inner. And what I'm going to do is just continuously smoking this up toward my brow. Not taking it into the brow, but I'm really going to concentrate on that perimeter of my skeleton. And your brush should really be able to feel where that shadow should go. Can you kind of see how I'm giving that more of a sunkenness there? I'm just really going to play up the bone structure with this look. And with that shade, with it being so intense, you really don't have to continue to go in. You're just continuously wisping in what you have from the brush. If you start going in too much, what you're going to do is just have way too much and not really be able to blend it out so good. So just continuously working with what you have on your brush. When you get done blending those, you should have balance on both sides. So you can kind of see how the exterior V area is going to have a little bit more pigment. The inner is going to have a little bit more pigment as well. If you blend it properly, it's going to almost look like a smoky effect without the entire rim of the eye looking a hot mess. Okay, So concentrate on your bone structure. Each eye shape is going to be a little bit different. And as I whisk this, I'm just going in a circular motion with my brush. And it really diffuses that shade. Okay, next comes the fun part. With this look, I really want a lot of opulence. I want this to shimmer, I want it to shine, I want it to highlight the amazing year that I've actually had. I want it to really signify the birth of our Lord and Savior. I really want it to just yell holiday. So I'm going to actually grab my flash palette. I'm going to grab this silver here. You can alternate if your silver's not your main shade. I mean, this outfit that I have on has a lot of golds, but if this is not your favorite shade, pick out the gold or lay some of the white on and just add whatever glitter that you want. But, you know, I just want to kind of change it up a little bit. So I'm going to grab this silver and just pop it on the inner part of the eye. So the part that you left open, you can just kind of pat that on. And for this, to pat it, I'm using a medium sweeper. This is the E54. It's a Sigma brush. Sigma actually was so nice to send me this brush when I actually became an affiliate. And it is one of my favorite. It's an amazing packing brush. It's very flat. And I can really get into around that eye socket area. You can just kind of see how I'm patting this in. I'm not speeding this up because I want you guys to see how I'm just kind of layering that on. And whenever you're using these flash palettes, it's more so like a cream. So if you don't have a flash palette, feel free to use one of those Maybelline tattoos. They work really well, and they're easily accessible. I'm going to sweep this underneath as well to really open this eye area up. Now, while my cream shadow is still somewhat damp, I'm going to grab just a little bit of glitter. These are actually the micro, they call them penalties, but these are more like crystals that I actually received from Lancome several years ago. So if you're interested in using some glitter, this would be the time to kind of pop that on to the area that's damp with the cream shadow. Look at that. See how it just makes the eyes dance? I'm not using a glitter glue or any of those things because the shadow is creamy enough to kind of grab that. And I'm going to just kind of pop this in underneath too. Don't worry about the fallout. I'm going to have to go back in and tighten up my foundation anyway, so. Now, I want to deepen this look up just a tad. I'm going to go right back into my revolver and I'm going to grab my MAC 217 brush. I'm just going to kind of pop this right on the exterior and just right on the inner where I had already settled that color. And I'm just kind of bouncing my brush. I don't want it to just blend up. I don't want it to really bleed too much. Yeah. Just kind of blend this down just a little bit. So what I'm almost doing is sandwiching in the colors. So I have the first piece of the sandwich and the exterior part of the sandwich, and all this is the fun, okay? And blend as necessary. I'm actually going to drop right back into the shade called Downfall and just kind of connect those two pieces. But I'm not going to use the darker, and I do not disturb your glitter. You're just blending. The last thing I want to do, I want to grab some more shimmer. Right now I'm going to grab my Plum Gorgeous, And I'm actually going to play with this part of the color wheel right here using that same sweeper brush. And I just kind of want to pack that right underneath where that sandwich, the inner sandwich piece is wide. And I just wanted to kind of open this area up with just a little bit more opulence. You know, this kind of looks like glitter, but it's more of a shadow or highlight area. Can you see what just happened there? Just kind of open it up just a tad. And I'm just going to highlight just underneath the brow area. I'm going to use this part of the color wheel and just going to kind of pat that on. And with this much emphasis on the eye area, I'm definitely going to use a full throttle lash. Before I actually apply my lashes, I am going to rake through them with some mascara just to make sure there's no glitter on my lashes. This actually will make for a much better lash application as well. I'm going to really try not to use any eyeliner. I just really want this to be about the work we put into the look and the lash. For this look, I've actually chosen my Cherry Blossoms number 17. You can see these. I really like these lashes because they are tapered on the exterior and they go longer toward the middle. So what happens is it opens the eye even more and it doesn't irritate the inner or the exterior. So I don't have to even shape these lashes. I'm just going to pop them on. For a detailed tutorial on how I apply lashes, again, check the description box. There's a full tutorial on how I apply lashes. But now that these are on, I'm just going to kind of shape them in place and just kind of push on them. And this is going to kind of push my lashes into the falsies because the mascara is still a little damp. I'm going to grab that same mascara and apply some to the bottom lash. And notoriously, if you apply a lot of shadow underneath the eye, it can tend to create a shadow underneath the eye. So what I'm going to do now is kind of go in with my beauty blender and just kind of add a little bit more of this foundation and just tighten it up. If you're comfortable with the amount of makeup that you have on to begin with, don't do this step. But for me, I want it to be flawless. While that's starting to set, I'm going to grab my Bennye contour palette and start to warm this perimeter of my face up. And honey, can you tell that we cut all that hair off, honey? So we're going to heat all this forehead up. We're going to just heat it up, girl. Just keep going in and just whisking it around. Just make sure that you don't disturb where you've done that eyeshadow. I'm going to go into another Bennye palette. This is my Select Media Pro palette. And I'm going to just pop a little bit of blush on here. Just kind of bring in that. Go back into this Jafra. Just kind of pop that on. I know you're saying, girl, you didn't even set it. I want this makeup to dry on its own so I can use the minimum amount of powder. But just for the sake of setting it, I am going to grab my Bennye powder. I'm going to dust just a little bit underneath the eye area especially. Now, if you like and you just want to pair it with such a nude lip as I have, let it. But I'm going to give you two different shades. Something a little bit more revved up in a nude. This is my Runway Hit. I applied it on top, obviously, of a gloss lip. It just kind of gives it just a beautiful wash of color. So you can kind of see how this works. But if you want something a little bit stronger, yeah, this red right here. And start building me a color. Kind of matches my lips. My nails. Gonna grab my Jordana Sedona Red. And there you have my holiday glam brought to you by Makeup by Kiani. I hope you guys are having an amazing holiday season. I really am. I've definitely had an amazing 2014. I'm looking forward to turning the page and going into 2015. I'm so glad for all of my new subscribers and followers. Thank you guys so very, very much. I look forward to bringing you more tutorials just like this. You leave any comments in the down bar. Make sure you also leave any other videos that you would like for me to record, color combinations, possibly even different palettes that you think you would like for me to play with. Send all those comments right to me. Leave it in the down bar. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Until next time, hugs and kisses. Bye.